right, we back. What's going on, everybody? There we go. What's going on? What's going on? All right, welcome back to Minor League Films. Finally got back to you after that great episode Open Field last week. We finally got to talk Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Yeah, you had a little struggle to get through, but we got through it. Scotty, how you doing out there?
I'm doing pretty good. Feeling much better. Been watching a lot of stuff. How you feeling?
I'm great, man. I finally was able to catch down that list. There was a little time in there where stuff got really hard to watch, and it was just like I'm busy, you were busy, and getting through stuff was just like, it took me like people told me to watch Wednesday for weeks, and I finally was able to get to it. So,
you finished the whole thing?
No, I haven't finished it yet, but I will have it finished. That way we can talk about it. Talk about it at the end of by the end of this week, we'll talk about it. So we'll do that. But yeah, man, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Minor League Films. Like I said, we are doing a movie review today of romantic comedy, the first one that we have done on this channel, which actually, I haven't watched a lot of romantic comedies recently, but I am a big fan of romantic comedies. So I can't wait to jump into that. And this one, Scotty, you brought up. So this one obviously caught your attention somehow. I didn't know about it, but I went and watched it.
Yeah, it caught my attention because it was on Prime, and I saw Emma Roberts was in it. So I said, "Oh, this might be good. Might be at least decent."
Yeah, which is kind of her pattern. That's why we called Emma Roberts at it again, because she's been in a lot of these. But before we jump into that, like I said, thank you for coming here. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, comment below. Let us know if you watched any romantic comedies lately. Have you seen this movie? Or give us something to watch if you have some ideas. Before we get into that, we are Minor League Films pretty much at everything, or minor, or MLF as in films. One, and obviously got that scroller down at the bottom. So go ahead and find us on those platforms. You'll get more information. Like I said, we're still work in progress. We're trying to get up to date and get everything out there. I know I've been talking about our TikTok. They'll be dropping soon. So this week, soon as in the next couple of days. So we're getting there. But yeah, man, let's jump into this. So Scotty, you found this movie. It's got Emma Roberts in another romantic comedy called About Fate. So give us a little rundown. We'll jump into a trailer in a second, but give us a little rundown what this is about.
It is about two awkward people. One of them's Emma Roberts. She's dating a guy that owns a construction company, played by Louis Tan. If you don't remember Louis Tan, he was in Mortal Kombat playing the main character. Pretty fit guy.
Yeah.
And the other guy, who is Eric Mans, is Thomas Mans. He's an awkward guy. He's a lawyer. He's dating a social media influencer. And they're both, Emma Roberts is trying to get proposed to. He is trying to propose. Both their partners just aren't for them. They make that clear in the first 10 minutes of the movie. It's not for them. They're not for each other. And they end up randomly meeting and weirdly, awkwardly hitting it off, and it somehow works, and then the movie goes from there.
Yeah, man. So actually, yeah, it's kind of like when I got a feel of it, it's kind of Emma Roberts being Emma Roberts. I think she has kind of become the Rock of this genre, where she just kind of plays herself, but herself is kind of a lot of a lot of girls' characters that we get out there, so it works. So she's gonna continue to get roles. But yeah. So and obviously, is it Thomas Mann? Yeah, I've seen him a lot, so I'm familiar with him a little bit, and I actually like the way he kind of plays a lawyer in here. But yeah, let's jump into this trailer. We'll watch that real quick. Let me try to just give you that just to get a feel of the movie, and then we'll jump into it right after that.
Oh, today's the day. It's funny, even though we haven't been together that long.
I can't believe it's only been 3 months. Feels like forever.
When you know, you know.
Babe, from the moment that I saw your face looking up at me...
Griffin, save it for the real proposal.
The real proposal?
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night at our New Year's Eve party. Is this a joke?
I think it's for the best.
To dump me the night before my sister's wedding? What am I going to do? I can't just pick up some random guy off the street.
live here.
I live at Norwood, 15 Maple Drive.
You're not in Norwood, you're in Westwood.
What?
This is crazy, but my sister is getting married, and my ex was supposed to be my +1, and I can't show up without a date.
I really can't.
Of course. I mean, I sound psycho.
No, not at all.
Yes?
I'd have to leave by 8.
All right, so I'm gonna cut it right there, but that gives you the feel. So gives you the feel of what the movie's about, because Amazon does not make shorter trailers than like 3 minutes, and I'm not gonna make you sit through 3 minutes of trailer. That's pretty much the movie. But yeah, man. So about Fate. So basically, we, like Scotty said, we got this couple. They're dating other people, and kind of there's a little bit of problems in their relationships, and it kind of comes to, you didn't really see the redhead that Thomas Mann was dating, but kind of comes to fruition right around New Year's Eve, and starts a little crazy. So it opens up, and they're in their relationships. It's not working, and it kind of get the the types a little bit. So Thomas Mann is a lawyer, which I think he actually. Oh, excuse me. I think he actually fits that role like really well, because he, like, when you get him on camera, he really does seem like a lawyer. Like, he has kind of that, like, my mom, she works with a lot of lawyers. She works in the legal field, and I've been around a lot of them, and really get that feel of lawyer-ish personality too, which I like. I thought, I was like, oh, that's good casting, because he really fits that role. Did you think that watching it? I can't hear anything you're saying.
Muted myself. Yeah, so especially certain times when he is being, I guess, sort of a jerk, but he's trying to just be short and to the point. Yeah, and everything is so organized and structured. I'm like, yeah, he fits the role perfectly.
Yeah, so and obviously he's dating the Instagram influencer. He's dating like this hot girl and all that. So he's doing that. He's doing fine. On the other end, we got Emma Roberts, who's dating what is the good dude's name again? I know it's Kip in the movie. What's his name?
Louis Tam.
Yeah, Louis Tan. So, like I said, she is Emma Roberts. Like, what you get from her in every other movie, it's like a typecast, and you get it here. Even when I think about it, man, even in that Scream movie, she was the same person. And it's been so long since I've seen Twilight, but I wouldn't come to doubt that if I watched it again, she's the same character.
Wait, who is she playing Twilight?
She was in at least the first couple Twilights. Everybody's blowing me up right now. She's definitely in the first couple Twilights. She plays a high schooler. So
you know what? I think she played Bella's friend or something.
Yeah, she was one of the friends in high school. So I wouldn't be surprised if she plays that same sort of character there. But yeah, so she's pretty typecast. So I mean, we have her and her boyfriend. I guess they're just kind of not feeling each other. They don't really give a good reason why they're not together. I guess it's just like a chemistry thing. Oh yeah, that's a chemistry thing. So they got the chemistry
reason. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
He gives a shallow reason. Both of them. That's probably. I was waiting for them to explain more, but both of them give a shallow reason why their relationships aren't working out. The other partners, like not Emma Roberts and Thomas Mann, they give it like a really quick and to the point, like just kind of like a hey, it ain't working out kind of thing, and then it just goes boom, that's it.
Yeah,
kind of cold.
Yeah, so what happens is, aren't they out there? Yeah, they're out to eat at the same place. Basically, one of those movies where just having to be at the same place at the same time. So she has a thing with her boyfriend, Emma Roberts goes outside, and then Thomas Mann's girlfriend is like, he's preparing to propose to her, as you see in the trailer, but which I'm not gonna lie, would be
she's kind of fun.
Yeah, I've seen her in a lot of stuff too, but he's preparing to propose to her in like Fridays. Like it's just like a random restaurant, which is really bad on his part, so I don't blame her. But and she's like, well, just wait, because we got this big event tomorrow, so we can do it there. And it's like, all right, cool. So she ends up leaving, and like they do this thing with influencers in movies where they don't really make them people
at all.
They just make them like types, because throughout my camera went out. Throughout all of this movie, and Ida, I don't know why that happened. That was just weird. But throughout all of this movie and the freaking like all the scenes that they go through of different emotions, she literally never has any emotion in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't even find a start button. I got it. Okay. So yeah, she has the same pretty much emotions all the way through this movie. It's like she ain't even really a character, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on. So she ends up taking him a Robert's Uber and like handing her like $10, I guess, because she thought she was working there. Because people just doing valet at restaurants, I guess, every restaurant, like Ruby Tuesdays.
Right.
So hops in there, dips out, and then he comes outside like, did you see a redhead? She's like, yeah. So that's kind of how they first run into each other. And so after that, does he go out? Okay, so this is the part that I was confused about. Does he go out like drinking with his college buddies or something?
He goes out drinking with some of his friends, and then when he takes his Uber home, he just gives the address, but I guess he doesn't say whether it's Norwood or Westwood, and she lives in Norwood or Westwood, whatever one it is, he gets his mistaken. And she has a key in the same spot. He has a key at his house, and then it goes from there.
Yeah, which is not safe choice at all.
Like he didn't notice any of the stuff in the apartment was different than
because he go in, take a shower, get
didn't notice all the girls' soaps and stuff in there. Like he just
like you walk in that house, immediately something would be like, well, I don't care if you're drunk or not. You'd be like, wait a minute, like something's off here, but he don't notice. So I guess he's just that drunk but functional. So he goes in, take a shower, goes to bed, and then she comes home, gets all her stuff off, and goes to like to lay down and runs into him. And then that's that scene we get in the trailer where they run into each other. I'm like, what are you doing in my house? And he's like, well, this is my house, and that argument from there. So. And then they kind of recognize each other. Like, wait, man, I've seen you before, and all that. And here, I'll play it for you, just in case. Remember. There we go. Oh, I didn't add it. All right, there we go.
How are you?
I live here.
I live at Norwood.
Yeah, so that's how they run into each other and all that. So basically, from there, they're getting into it's like a conversation, and they recognize that they both have a thing for movies, which is kind of cool. So they start talking films, and she has like a poster on the wall that's for Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's his favorite movie, which I had to write down because I was like, I've heard about Breakfast at Tiffany's, but I've never seen it. Have you actually seen it?
Yeah.
I have never seen it.
Yeah, put that on that 72
the movie list. I'll put it on there. I actually never seen it, but I've heard about it so much. But they're both fans of that. And like, this is the part I like, right? So her boyfriend, who was not her boyfriend because he just broke up with her, but he comes back over. Does he come back over to like grab some? I forget why he comes back over.
He wants to grab his tuxedo.
Yeah, so he wants to grab his stuff from her house. He comes back over, and Tom's man is already there, like half naked downstairs, kind of like getting clothes just to like leave or whatever. He comes over, he like replaced me already. And like, this is the funny part where I'd say they actually like make him like a character. Like he's being a dick, right? An immediate dick to our guy Kip. And like Kip, he is not a small guy.
Not only that, you don't want to be a dick to someone that has fought this.
He's played Mortal Kombat.
Come on, man. He fought him and won somehow.
You know, it's funny. If you told me he was that same as that character, I'd be like, I believe it, because he kind of acts the same
way
as in the movie. So he's like, so Thomas Man is like, he's been a dick. He's like, yeah, she don't want you here. Like, get out. And he's like, who is this dude? I just broke up with you like 5 hours ago. Whatever. So he really should beat his ass. And like, they take it a step further where they start making out like right in front of him. And I'm like, okay, no, like, I don't care if he's a man kid or not, beat his ass because he deserves it. Which that was a fun scene for me. I'm like, wow, I never see them play it like that, where the main character, the guy, because they paint like this perfect guy, right? And they do adhere to an extent, but they do give him some things where it's like, okay, he's not the perfect guy, he's not the nicest guy or whatever. Like he's like a real person. So that's something I did really like early on. And then that's where we go from she breaks up with him, but she needs a date for tomorrow for her sister's wedding. And of course, this guy has essentially fell into her lap and is just can't say no to her, is kind of the reference they give. All right, so that's how we open up. What were you thinking with this initial kind of opening that we've gone through, kind of leading up to, where we're going to get the montage of them doing a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, like you said, that makeout scene, I didn't expect that to happen. No. But when there were some things, nothing I didn't like. I didn't have a problem with anything happened, but when she said she wanted the dude to propose to her, and they say how long they've been dating, it's been like 2.5, 3 months, and I was like, wow. And she was initially she was upset at him because he wasn't going to propose, but he broke up with her, and he was like, we want to be dating like a couple months. I don't even know you like that. And I think she said that because her mom in the movie, who is Cheryl Hines, married her dad in a week.
Yeah, I did see the family was putting like pressure on her ass.
Yeah, so
she almost got the Transformers treatment. You can't find a man.
That part I was like, I mean, not the most realistic thing. I'm sure people get engaged after 3 months. I'm sure it has to happen somewhere. It ain't the best idea, but I'm sure it happens somewhere. That's the only part. I was like, oh, what you mad for? Like, that's not a smart idea in the first place.
It's not exactly safe because you don't know. It's like when these people, like a lot of times when I be on social media, like girls are like flying out to meet a dude they've been talking to like for a week or something like that, or people getting married after a couple months, and I'm like, man, that dude could really be a serial killer. Like
that chemistry, man.
You don't know him, like to be honest. But I guess, hey, when you know, you know.
Yeah, just that, and Emma Roberts' sister, because that's the wedding they're going to, is Emma Roberts' sister.
Yeah.
Or Margot's sister's wedding, Carrie. Her, I guess she's Bridezilla, kind of, because
a little bit, but every girl is.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about that, so I just thought she was a jerk at first until I watched the rest of the movie. So that's all I got from her so far is Bridezilla. So when I first watched, I was like, oh damn, she mad at everybody. But you didn't get much from the characters other than the main two at first. Yeah. So I thought I would get more, but I wasn't. No, everything else it was fine.
No, facts. No, I agree with that. But then we kind of get our setup right there, and then we kind of get into the beef of our movie, where we kind of hit that not montage, but our characters going through stuff so they can kind of grow the bond, because the movie already puts it out there that like this is going to be our couple, even though technically one's barely single and one's not. So we got to get through that. So he agrees to go out with her to this wedding to do her a favor before he gets to his New Year's Eve party. And so he goes through and puts on Kip's suit. like, come on, man. He can wear another man's suit, throw it on in a couple minutes. But they do that, and they go out, and of course they hit a series of obstacles, which she needs to pick up a gift for her sister, but they don't even really acknowledge it. So they hit to a store and crash the car on the way to the store. And then she's like, oh, it's closed. Like, I need to pick up this gift for my sister. And she's like, all right, we're breaking in. And he's like, wait, what? And then he's like, oh, just go through this window and we'll do that. Scotty, they break in, alarm goes off, and just walk out with the thing. I'm like, wait. One, y'all never turn the alarm off because you don't have the capability to. Where the cops at?
They're preoccupied.
Like, where the people who have a connection and know the alarm system went off?
So one thing I will say about this is, remember, I was working as a dispatcher for a couple of years. I will say this. Very rarely do cops just respond to alarms. I mean, you'll be surprised. Like, if every single house in your neighborhood right now had the alarm go off and ADT called them, they didn't answer, they're going to be there. They should be there right away. Depending on what it is. But for businesses, they don't come there right away. I wasn't really like, they're more likely to come to a house you know, that doesn't answer the phone a couple times when their alarm system calls them, then it comes to a business. Because most of the time when the alarm goes off at a business, at least where I was at in Maryland, it's never anyone breaking in. It's always something like an animal or something fell, or, you know, something like that. Something wasn't put up properly, so it hit a window or door, and then when you touch a window or door or something from the inside, it does that, whatever it is. Actually, so I can understand that.
Yeah, it makes sense because people aren't likely to be at a business late at night. So if somebody even breaks in, there's usually no danger to people around there. Whereas if they break in somebody's house at night, somebody's probably there. There's a bigger chance of the element of danger to an individual. So I can rock with that. So I guess I'll give the cops.
Yeah, we gotta leave that one alone. We gotta give them that
break on this one. But yeah. So they break into that, and then they gotta get to the wedding, right? So they do that, and they just run into this carriage with this couple. And the Emma Roberts, she runs them down like, hey, we need a ride because our car broke down, like whatever. And a couple stops, get them on, and they tell them, hey, like how did you meet? Yada yada yada. And then they tell the story of how they met, and it's kind of tied to our title about fate. So basically, they give the rundown on like the way they met was initially fate. Things just happened to happen in the way to where they ended up together. Then they lost each other, ran into each other, then got married and been married all these years. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the basis of what our movie's about. And then you're also kind of going through the same thing with these characters that we had, like them seeing each other and then running in or being in the same house randomly and all of that, which, you know, I got to think about it. Emma Roberts don't have an alarm.
Right. That was weird. You know, and she's rich too. She's a big real estate agent. Like
in a nice house.
Her face is on billboards and on bus benches and stuff. Like she's not. They're making a point to say both of their spouse, like all four of them, have a lot of money, basically.
Yeah, I didn't think about that initially, but I'm like, wait, if he just walked in the house because he had a key, she still got an alarm that you should probably turn off. But
she
whatever,
put it on, man. She ain't put it on.
She cut it on that day. But anywho, I digress. But yeah, so that couple kind of sets the basis for how our movie's gonna go, and then we get to the wedding. A lot of stuff happens, but I was thinking at this point, I'm like, okay, we're kind of running through the traditional. Like the thing about romantic comedies for me is they kind of have very much found a formula. And not a lot of romantic comedies really stick out. Like it's very hard because you get what I said. You get the weird meeting of either they just broke up with somebody or they can't find somebody, or like the person that they're with, they really shouldn't be with. And that's the only time like we get it. We get a few of just like how the couple met and then they got to go break up later, get back together. But for the most part, it's going to be one of the categories that we've seen commonly. And this film doesn't really get away from that. Well, they do, but in silly ways. So that's kind of how I feel about it in a nutshell, especially to this point and going through the rest of the movie. Do you feel like this film did anything different, or was it kind of very much in what we do? Because this is the director of Holiday, which came out was it 2 Christmases ago? Yeah, about 2 Christmas ago, which I liked the first 30 minutes of that movie, and I didn't realize it was going to be every holiday like going through it. And by the time we got to like after a few holidays, I was like, I'm kind of a bit over this.
The only thing I'll say they did differently, and I don't know whether that's a good thing or bad thing, is that both main characters are incredibly awkward. And weird is relative, so I won't say weird, but they're different. Both of them are. And usually in rom-coms, one thing I do like is when both characters are completely different. Like one rom-com, which I recommended to you, is What If? Where it stars what's his name? David Radcliffe, Harry Potter. And another person, his love interest is someone I haven't seen in movies at all. And that always catches my eye when it's a well-known actor with someone I don't know at all. Makes me more interested in the movie. And he was not awkward at all. He was a regular guy. He didn't have that many friends that go out that much because he had a lot of losses and stuff like that. But he's a regular guy still. And the girl was happy. A happy girl had a boyfriend. It starts off like that. no turmoil, no like conflict, nothing that necessarily brings them together at all. I think that's probably one of the best rom-coms that has ever like come out ever. They did that perfectly. And that was like maybe 2 years ago that came out. Perfect. I thought everything about it was almost perfect. This one, it's like an hour and 40 minutes long. Up until this point, I guess I didn't learn enough about the characters themselves, except for initially like Emma Roberts wants to get married. Like that's her thing. She wants to be married for pressure or whatever. I learned that about her. I learned that she's impulsive. Okay, cool. Then, which is fine. Then you get Thomas Mann, who is just he loves his girlfriend for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I don't see any reason
because she's hot. That's why.
And that's pretty much it. I don't really get much from him besides, hey, I like my girlfriend a lot. I'm going to propose to her. I'm generally a decent person.
Yeah.
At that point.
I'm with you there. If I actually I'll pull this up. One of the movies I like, and this is kind of for romantic comedy, so they don't get kind of stale for me because to be honest, for a long time, like a lot of my more favorite romantic comedies were pretty stale. They are kind of run of the mill, but it'll be one of those where I just have a crush on the actress.
Give me a couple. Run me down 2 of them.
One that I was just in love with Jessica Alba. This is not a good movie. Good Luck Chuck. Good Luck Chuck. Basically, if you haven't seen Good Luck Chuck, it's Dan. What is his name? Good Lord, I remember his name. But you'll know he's a comedian. But basically, he has this superpower, I guess you want to call it, where if he hooks up with a girl, then the man that she meets next will be her husband. So like when she meets that next guy, it's like that's her special guy. So basically, all these women and women start to hear about this. So all these women are calling him like around the clock, trying to hook up with him, just so they can go meet their Mr. Right. And at first he's like, well, I'm good. But then he later on runs into Jessica Alba and he's like, okay, like can't do this anymore. Like I want to focus on her. But he also already has this curse. So he knows like once he hooks up with her, the next man she meets is going to be the guy. So you're kind of stuck in a conundrum of like, I like her. Now I've hooked up with her. So now like I got to keep her from seeing any other man and just proving like I'm the guy. So
that's pretty good one, I see.
It's a great concept. It is a goofy movie. It's not bad, but it's nothing spectacular. I was in there looking at Jessica Alba like,
yeah,
come to me.
I remember those days where it was all about Jessica. I was like, yo, come on.
Oh man, I was like, yo, I'm the next guy. But yeah, that's one. But one I want to show y'all is The Ugly Truth, and this is one that I really liked. I actually have not seen this trailer, so we will talk through it, but I'll let it open up.
That's with Gerard, right? Gerard Butler?
Yeah, that's with him.
Jennifer Aniston, I think, was in there.
No, it's Katherine Heigl, who a lot of people know from Grey's Anatomy. Okay. See that?
Interesting.
I just gotta add it. Good. There we go. So I'll play a little bit of this.
Rated R. This must be 300.
Morning. We have problems. Oh, Joy, there are no problems, only solutions.
I should warn you, this guy's a little rough around the edges. Say hello to our new guest commentator.
Who's this delightful creature?
I'm your producer.
I like your woman on top.
Oh. Stick to the script. You hear my voice? Just do what I say.
Promise you'll talk dirty?
Guess what? I met a surgeon last night.
Well, you know what that means.
What?
I'd stick his finger up.
Oh, gross.
Now listen, men are very visual. Now that is a bra.
Oh, I love how you assume all men are as perverse as you are.
Oh, I don't assume. I know. So, did the surgeon ask you out?
All right, there we go. So just to get a feel of that. So that's The Ugly Truth. And what I like about it is in the movie of Gerard Butler. So basically, Katherine Heigl, she's a news producer. So she produces a show, the news at the radio station, and the ratings are down. And this is why I like this movie. The ratings are down. So one night she sees this show about this guy, and he's just talking about women, and they have all these books that are like Men Are From Mars and all that. And he's like, to be honest, it ain't that complicated. Men love women in slutty lingerie and give lots of head. Like just he wasn't very sexual, but like very simple. He's like, they're not that complicated. You just got to do this. And she ended up calls and like she's like, hey, like I don't agree with this. I have all these books. They've worked. And he's like, okay, who's the man you're with? And she's like, well, I haven't met him yet. Blah blah. He's like, exactly. And he hangs up the phone. Goes into work the next day, and her boss is like, hey, we just hired this new guy to spice up our ratings because he's blowing up on cable television, and it's him. And then they got to work together. So what I like about it is the kind of the news program that they're running is up first. So the movie plays a lot into that news program and them working together to make this channel like the most watch in the area. So that it kind of distracts from what we normally get, but at the same time, a side plot is he's kind of showing her like this is how you get a guy, and like we kind of get a conundrum of like he eventually, you know, starts to like her a little bit and kind of gets distracted in that, but she's going after this doctor that you just saw in the trailer, and what he's trying to give her to teach her, it's working, but it's one of those like he's the karate master and she's the student. So like it's fun just to see him level her up to being someone that a lot of men want, you know, that whole thing. So that's one of my, but it gives you something different because it gives you other plots that you don't normally see. I think in this movie and with a lot of romantic comedies, we don't get that too much. We kind of get those generic plots, and that's why for me it kind of stays mediocre. It's something we've seen before. It's Emma Roberts at it again. So yeah. But we do get some craziness with the karate fight later in the movie. Oh man. So let me switch back. So they go over to this wedding, and they're there, and obviously like he has to play Kip, who is the Asian boyfriend, and he is just filled the role for him. He's like, you're Kip this time. You go there, and like everyone's loving, you know, him, and then he's like I kind of like it here. The family like me. This is cool. I've kind of connected with this girl that I really didn't with my actual like fiance, basically at this point. And then the real Kip come back, and last time he was like, if I ever see you again after the disrespect you gave me before, that's your ass. Yeah. Oh man, so let me pull up and we get the karate fight. And Scotty, you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I was hoping it was coming. I wanted something else to distract me from what was going on. It was there.
Okay, we got it.
It was Kip. Look at me.
There's Cheryl Hines right there.
Wow. It's hot.
No.
So he's just throwing him around he's throwing him around the wedding, trying not to mess. Wait, what?
I think the trailer kind of paused a lot. Hey, want me to do it?
No, I'll play it again. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, here we go. Let me play it again. Before. All right, can we see it? Yeah, no, let me switch back over.
But the new Kip is hot.
Not the cake.
Did we mess up the cake? No, we're good.
Yeah, so like I was saying, he's basically just throwing him around the wedding because he's a black belt in something.
Yeah, why anyone want to mess with the main character in Mortal Kombat? I don't know.
And why are you fighting? Why are y'all actually agreeing to fight in the middle of a? It's not like Scotty. Take it outside, man.
No, because outside you might beat me, and then I gotta come back inside. Nah, if I'm inside, there's all them tables and all them weapons around me. Oh yeah, we rumbling inside.
Yeah, so it just gets silly, and you can see how big freaking Kip is compared to everybody else. He's huge. It's like you have no chance of beating this dude, and he a black belt. But yeah, man. I mean, that runs us mostly through the movie. Like even then, they try to like you start to see them have chemistry. But at the end of kind of like this crazy night they're having, it's kind of like we still have problems of why our other relationships didn't work. And even though we got this fate thing going on, like that's not necessary. It's not the best, and which I agree with. It's not the best idea. You have a relationship that's not working, and you just jump into another one just because you feel some chemistry. Like people do it. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I've seen people do it, and like, oh, I met her. Like this is the one. It's not the best idea. It happens sometimes. Sometimes it works. But so far of total feel, what are you feeling about the movie, like as a whole? Because obviously I don't want to spoil stuff, but people might watch it.
It was a bit rushed for me. I started to enjoy it more once it got to the wedding. I got to know some of the characters more, but once again, even towards the end of the movie, I never really got to know who their significant others were at all. As people, I got to know that Kip, might have been a jerk, but maybe he was a jerk because honestly, all he did was break up with her. He didn't say why, so I guess that makes him kind of a jerk, kind of. But
he said, "I don't want to, I don't know if I want to get married to you after just a couple months. I need to know."
Well, that too, and that's reasonable. But they kind of have but she makes it seem like he's like a jerk. And the other girl just seems like she only cares about social media. We get that from her. We don't get their actual personality. So I was kind of disappointed in that part because I don't really know
her personality.
So I would like to. Maybe I should have seen her page. Maybe they should have shown her page or something, and so we could see some examples of who she actually is.
Yeah, she's just a fake person. They got this girl fake crying at the end of just because obviously they're kind of ended up together, and she's like, "Man, I ain't gonna let this happen." Not to me, and doing fake crying just to like, okay, like maybe we're rushing into this, like, and obviously you gotta give her feelings because y'all were supposed to get married.
Right, and it ends different. I will say the ending is different. Most rom-coms don't end like that.
Yes, I kind of saw it. Kind of like I know that whole like, this ain't gonna work. Let's just but oh hey, it happens to work. Like spoil it, but you've seen it before.
Yeah, we've seen it before, but the way they got to it was different. I'm not gonna say it's better.
I think they did it in a nice, like a cool way.
Yeah,
where it felt like real reaction when it happened. So it very much plays into the theme of the movie. There's some stuff I didn't give away. That's a big theme in the movie, and it plays into that. So I will say I did like that, but it wasn't a surprise.
Right? Yeah, I'm not gonna say the way they did it was better or worse, but I think it's different how they got.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
I enjoyed that part, and I was wrong. The movie "What If" that I want you to see is from like 10 years ago. Not 2 years ago.
I was like, I've not heard of it, but I'll check it back in. So okay, I guess we can kind of do our rating. So you want me to go first? Or you go first.
You go first. You do more positive than I am.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm probably not, but let me see. So overall, I think this is kind of the average romantic comedy, especially for one that wasn't in theaters. I mean, obviously it's not a large budget here. You don't see too much. You see a wedding, a house, a street. It's not much there visually. It's silly. I don't mind. I wish it was explored more in the characters here, but there's nobody here I hate. I mean, I hate the way they wrote the girl character that Thomas, what's his name? Thomas
Mans.
Yeah, Thomas Mann. I hate the way they wrote her because it's just paper, man. It's like you don't even have to write that character. You're just like play a social media person. But it's just very average. I like a couple parts in it, but for the most part, it's run of the mill for me. It's an average movie. Nothing I didn't really see coming. So I mean, that's where we're there. It's nothing special. If it was on, I'd be like, hey, you ain't got nothing better to watch. I'd be like, hey, you can check it out. I wouldn't recommend it though.
Right? Yeah,
it's not bad.
I'd give it the same thing, run of the mill. Like, I mean, if you're on a rom-com spree and you just happen to get to that one, fine. But I wouldn't say go out of your way to watch it. I was disappointed because when I saw the trailer, I was like, ooh, that looks pretty good. I was like, that looks actually like something I really want to see. Because Louis Tan's in it, Emma Roberts is in it, and I know Thomas Mann only plays characters that are really, really awkward and get their ass whooped. And this is what happened in the movie. When I see him in anything, I'm like, getting his ass whooped, doesn't know how to talk to people. Boom.
He's a lawyer. You don't need to be a karate master if you're a lawyer.
Right. But I'm just saying that's the two things I know that's going to happen. So I was excited. And I got here and I was like, well, I didn't get to know any other character besides these two. and I really didn't get a chance to get to really,
Yeah, you didn't really get a chance to know them. You just know they like movies.
Yeah, that's about to say it. I was about to say that. I didn't get a chance to get to know them that well either. So some parts of this movie seemed like it was really rushed, and I was disappointed in that
my
movie.
favorite. My favorite part, my favorite people was the family, because it did seem like a family at a. They have been okay. I gotta say, they have a part that I hate. Right, I gotta say this before we get out of here. So, when they went to the wedding, and like they've been playing Thomas Mann's character as like he's got a little bit to him, right? So he's a little bit of a jerk sometimes, but he is a nice guy. Like you get to feel like he's a good guy, and they show that. And I like the balance, but they did something where I'm like, come on, man. So he's get there, and the family has to like him, right? So he gets there, the freaking power goes out. Power goes out at the wedding. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I could fix this. This fool pulls some oranges, pulls like some mops, and makes some candles like that.
Yep.
I was just like, come on, man. We didn't need this. This whole part don't even be.
Yeah, that part was silly. That part was silly. And yeah, I was like, but you're right though. The family was the best character. Cheryl Hines played Emma Roberts' mother. I forget his mom's name. His mom is also a famous actress. But all those people went together pretty well. Like the sister, the mom, the dad, cousins, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they
the main characters, those main four characters. Yeah, I don't know those characters really. Just people on the street.
Yeah, but I did like them. But yeah, man. So that's all we really got for About Fate. I mean, if you see it on, I'd say catch it. If you tell people to watch it, you'd be like, don't watch it. You didn't say anything.
Oh, you asked me a question. I didn't hear that.
I said, would you tell people to watch it, or would you be like,
Oh, no, I don't recommend it. I recommend it if you're going to go on Prime and watch a rom-com. This movie came out in 2013 called What If? And these are two real people. You get to know everything about these two people. And then they each have one other friend, and then the girl has a boyfriend. You get to know everything about all these five people in this movie. And it's probably about an hour and maybe an hour and 50 minutes, something like that. And it's pretty enjoyable.
Okay. I'm with you. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap it there for those. So this week, we have The Bachelor tomorrow. We're going to go through that episode, which I enjoyed the last episode. So still running good. You haven't seen it yet, but I did enjoy it. Actually, it was a little shocking, but for a TV show. So something I didn't see coming. So we will review that. I actually got this idea yesterday, but on Open Field on Thursday. So we were gonna talk our favorite list of rom-coms and like kind of our top 5 lists. So you've seen obviously probably one of ours each, because I'll probably put Ugly Truth in my top 5. It sound like you. What If it deserves an Oscar award this year? So
I'm saying that it didn't. The critics didn't review it. They reviewed it as like average. I rated above average just because, like the examples I gave, like you get to know everybody in the whole movie. Then they're real people. It's nothing outrageous that happens in that movie that says, "Oh, that wouldn't happen." Like most stuff in here has happened to me. So I'm like, okay, cool.
All right. So we will do that. So Bachelor tomorrow, Open Field on Thursday. I'm gonna do a review on Wednesday because I finally finished it, and we want to talk The Last of Us. So we'll probably do that somewhere between Friday, Saturday-ish. So that'll be our weekly schedule, and that's really all I got. Scotty, got anything else on the movie or anything?
No,
in the week?
Nothing at all in this movie. No, yeah, for the week. What'd you say? When? So on tomorrow, just a Bachelor, right? Yeah. So we'll get into that. I can't wait to see the episode because I like that last episode so much. I hope I like this one even more.
Okay. All right. Well, wraps it up for me. So, Scotty, if people have watched this movie and they say it's actually worth watching, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at ScottyGetDown1 or TikTok. It's not K Corona anymore. It's Corona ENT. We will change that soon.
Oh, you didn't change, man.
It wouldn't change. Look, man, it wouldn't change. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even try, but still, it wouldn't change. But and where can they find you at? They want you to watch a rom-com at all and pick one for me to watch.
Oh well, if you hit Scotty and you can't find him because he didn't change his name on here. You need to contact with him, or actually me. You can find me at you cannot find me at that. You can find me at Flyknit Johnson on both Instagram and TikTok, and then on Twitter at CityBoy Quentin, which also mirrors as a place where you can find information on minor league films. We do our videos live on there. We'll start to put out lists, like I said. I know I said that a bunch, but you talk to Scotty, or you didn't talk to Scotty because his name is wrong, and you talk to me. You can find both of us here on minor league films. Like I said, I still have not updated our Instagram, so please throw in the comments, update your Instagram, so we get that rolling. TikToks have been done, which have not been posted, so it'll be posted this week. Scotty's supposed to be working on the Facebook. I don't know where that's at. He gotta tell you, because that's the job he got. But email. We want people to email us and give us our movie list. So if you have any romantic comedies that you think would be in my top 5, you're like, hey man, this is great. You need to watch this before you do your list, which I'm open to. Hit us at minorleaguefilms@gmail.com. Tell us anything. Give us criticisms, give us compliments, anything we should change, anything we should do. We love doing it, or anything we watch, because people tell us to watch stuff. We watch Wednesday, we talking about it. So yeah, man. So Scotty, got any final word? Oh wait, before I forget, also The Bachelor. Like I said, we do The Bachelor on Playback. That's what our show first. It'll be Playback TV. Watch Best Day in Media. So we go over there and we talk The Bachelor, and you watch it live. So and when I say that, you don't just have to listen to us talk about The Bachelor. You can go on there and talk about it with us. So that's the great thing about Playback TV. We are looking to do some sort of live platform where we can all watch movies together. I've been looking into it. It's been a little difficult to find one that's going to work for everybody, but I do want to be able to have a place where we can all watch movies together. So I think that was
TikTok.
You gonna watch all movies?
You can watch the whole movie on there.
I'm saying like where we can all watch it together and be able to talk and all that good stuff.
Like hear their voices, or
yeah, like how we do on Playback for movies.
Oh, you wildin'.
Yeah, so I've been looking at platforms. So hopefully we'll have one too, but I will let you know in the next couple of weeks. So I think that would be very cool. We can all watch them together and talk about it that way. It will be a good time. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Scott, you got any final words for the people?
No, that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow for The Bachelor.
All right.